Please welcome first-time DynamicsCon speaker, Katerina Chernevskaya. Today, she'll be presenting her session, Improve the UX of Power Apps Canvas Apps. Please stick around after Katerina's session for a live Q&A.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Katerina Chernevskaya. I'm a senior software architect at Avara IT Academy, and I'm very excited to be here to discuss a very important aspect of software development, user experience or UX. Special thanks to the DynamicsCon team for their outstanding work in organizing such a valuable event that bringing together community members for the awareness of cutting-edge technology. Let's talk about the importance of user experience, why it matters to your business, how you can measure and improve it. When it comes to digital products, the user experience is what defines the success of your application. A good UX can increase user satisfaction, engagement, and ultimately business outcomes. On the other hand, a poor user experience can lead to frustrated users and decreased business outcomes. Like in the picture, in what direction do you think room number 210 is located? Please write your guess in the chat. Honestly, it's a bit confusing for me to answer this question. Imagine the feelings of the user who uses the application with such instructions. That's why it's crucial to invest in measuring and improving the UX of your applications. By doing so, you can ensure that your users are having a positive experience and that your business is reaping the benefits of a great UX. The traditional methods of measuring UX, such as user surveys, usability testing, and click tracking, have several limitations. These methods can be time-consuming, costly, and may not provide real-time insights into the user experience. Additionally, traditional methods may not provide a complete understanding of how users interact with the application. This leads to less effective evaluation of the user experience. This is where a tool like Azure Application Insights can help. Azure Application Insights provides real-time monitoring and analysis of user behavior and application performance. It provides a more comprehensive understanding of the user experience. Additionally, Azure Application Insights offers features such as error tracking and user session reply, which can be used to quickly identify and resolve issues that negatively impact the user experience. Another key problem that have traditional UX measurement methods is that they may not provide enough data to inform decision-making and prioritize improvements. With Azure Application Insights, you can track and analyze data related to user behavior and application performance, and get insights that you need to make informed decisions about how to improve the UX of your applications. So, the limitations of traditional UX measurement methods, combined with the need of real-time insights, comprehensive data, and the ability to inform decision-making, make it necessary to consider a tool like Azure Application Insights for UX measurement and improvements. Azure Application Insights provides a more comprehensive and effective way to understand and improve the UX of your applications. Today, we are focusing on Power Apps applications. So, what exactly is Power Apps? Power Apps is a part of an enterprise low-code application platform, Power Platform. Power Apps allows users to create custom business applications for various devices and platforms, such as web, mobile, and tablet. Canvas Apps is one of the application types in Power Apps. This type enables you to create applications using drag-and-drop interface. However, designing a good user experience in Power Apps Canvas apps can be a challenge, especially as users' expectations continue to evolve. They are rapidly changing, driven by advances in technology and changing lifestyles. It's important to keep up with these changes to ensure that your digital products remain relevant and effective. For an example, in the past, users were satisfied with simple and straightforward digital experience, but now they expect highly interactive and personalized experiences. This shift in expectations is driven by the rise of mobile devices, the increasing prevalence of social media, and the growing need for seamless, on demand access to information and services. If you experienced any challenges designing UX in Power Apps Canvas apps, feel free to share in the chat and we can discuss it later on. Staying ahead of the curve by understanding and adapting to changes in user expectations can help ensure that your product remains appealing to users, resulting in increased engagement and satisfaction. It's important to continually monitor user behavior and preferences, and to incorporate feedback into your design and development process. By doing so, you can ensure that your digital product continues to meet the changes, needs, and expectations of your users. That's where Azure Application Insights comes in. Azure Application Insights is a cloud-based application performance management solution that helps you monitor the availability, performance, and usage of your applications. By integrating Azure Application Insights with Power Apps, you can collect valuable data about user behavior and performance. In the context of Power Apps Canvas apps, Azure Application Insights can be particularly useful for understanding how users are using your application, where they encountering difficulties, and what features are most popular. This information can then be used to make data-driven decisions about how to improve the UX of our applications, making them more intuitive, effective, and efficient for our users. In short, Azure Application Insights provides us with a powerful tool to measure and improve the UX of our Power Apps Canvas apps, ensuring that they remain effective, engaging, and relevant to our users. And now it's a right time for magic. Let's look at how you can integrate Azure Application Insights with your Power Apps Canvas apps. I already have prepared application. This is a very simple application with just 3 screens, and this application helps us to nominate employees and vote. I would like to connect this Power Apps Canvas app application with my Azure Application Insights services. So let's go firstly to the Azure portal. This is where our magic starts. Firstly, you will need to create Azure Application Insights service. You can simply do this by clicking plus button and go step-by-step instructions. I already have my Application Insights service, so I'm going to use this. Let's open it. When we create and open our Azure Application Insights service, we are on the Overview tab. And here we have a very important component that will help us to integrate this service with our application. This is instrumentation key. So this value we need to copy. Once we copied this field, we need to go back to our Canvas app application and go to the property on the app level. This is very important. We need to pass this key not to any screen. We need to pass this key to the property on the app level. Go to the app and go to the property instrumentation key. So we can easily pass it here. And what we need to do next, let's change the version of our application just to be sure that we open the latest version when we will test it. Then we need to save this application, and after that we will need to publish it. It is very important to save and publish application and to test your connection between Azure Application Insights and Power Apps only in play mode, not in the preview mode. So if you are going to open in the preview this application, you won't be able to see any activities in Azure Application Insights. So once we publish this application, let's go to the application lists, refresh this application list just to be sure that only latest version are present here, and let's play our application. We open this application in the play mode, and we see that the version is not exactly that we provided. So in this case, we need to refresh. And now we see 4.1. This is exactly application that we created the latest. Let's interact with our app. So for example, I would like to select teamwork. I would like to proceed with next button. I need to select any employee and select done. So as a user, I interact with this application, but as a developer, I would like to know how my users are interacting with this app. And now I can go to Azure Application Insights Service, and I can see the statistics and usage and also performance. Where I can find it? Open our Application Insights Services. We already opened it, and go to the usage section, to the users, for an example. On this tab, you will see how many users interact with your application, when they interact with your application. You can set up duration. For example, you would like to see information for the last 24 hours, or you would like to see information for the last 7 days, or you can set up any custom time frames. As I'm using this application for demo purposes, I have some already available data here. I can explore more. Let's view more insights in the bottom, and let's see what we can work here. We can see how many sessions was with this application, how many events will occur, and valuable information for us as well, performance. We see that it is unacceptable. It is not so good. Why it is so? Because Azure Application Insights is using AppDex, Application Performance Index, and if you configure threshold here, specifically to your application, you will see necessary valuable parameter here. For example, let's change threshold for my application to 0.160. And now I see that performance is excellent. Please do not play with this threshold just to have excellent performance. Firstly, you need to specify what kind of threshold you will need to have for your application, and only based on this information, you can evaluate the performance information. Then we can go deeper and, for example, click on performance, and we will open this detailed information. If you would like to know more about Application Performance Index, you can simply click on this link, and you will get all necessary information how this index available for your calculation. Some statistics and parameters that you can change once you analyze performance of your application. Again, let's change threshold, because as a standard, Application Insights is using average number of the seconds. And now we see that everything is excellent. In addition, you can drill in by different parameters. Now we can see just information about our screens. In our application, we have just 3 screens. But if you would like, for example, to analyze this performance by environment, if you collect information from application from different environments, you can drill in by environment. Also, you can drill up by session ID. So in this case, you will see how sessions going on, and etc. and various parameters as well. Let's go back to the users tab and see some additional information that we also can collect using Application Insights. So 3 standard properties that appear here are country or region. This information is about your users, where your users are located once they interact with your application. So valuable information as well. What operating systems they are using and what browsers they are using as well. If it is not enough information for you, you can also expand this list, properties, and select all necessary properties that you would like to see. Additionally, you can evaluate sessions, events, etc. So this is a basic information that you can get using Azure Application Insights. So just 3 steps: copy instrumentation key, paste this key to our Canvas app application, save application and publish it, and we already collect valuable information into our Azure Application Insights. But you can ask, what if we would like to know more about our application? For an example, we would like to understand which button was pressed, what information the user typed in a text field, and etc. How we can do this? Basic information isn't enough for us, for an example. No worries, I can answer this for you. Let's go back to our application, Canvas app application, in the edit mode, and let's embed simple code. Do not worry, it is not so complicated code. I prepared some examples, and let's uncomment this example, and I will explain what we have here. To pass some parameters to the Azure Application Insights from our Canvas application, we need to use trace function. This trace function has several parameters, and let's explore what these are. The first parameter is message. This message that we transfer to our Azure Application Insights, and this message will allow us to filter necessary data and analyze them. I will tell you more a little bit later. The second parameter is severity. What kind of information we would like to send to our Azure Application Insights? Is it just an information, or maybe this is alert about any error or warning? In this case, you can provide this type of information here. And again, you can filter and analyze based on this parameter. And the third parameter of our trace function, very important, this is our custom data that we would like to pass to our Azure Application Insights and analyze. In my example, I would like to pass information about user, for example, full name and email about the user. Then I would like to have information about the nomination that the user selected, and in this case I'm using variable. Once the user click on any button, this information is storing in the variable nomination, and I can use this variable in my trace function. Additionally, I can use any integer or string data. For an example, as we collect information by pressing buttons, I would like to name this action as nomination selected. For example, my user can think, oh, I would like to select speaking nomination or text nomination, but I, as a developer, would like to see the whole user path, not only once we finalize our decision. So in this case, everything will be stored in the Azure Application Insights. And additionally, I highly recommend you to store information about the environment where this application is located, because using best practices, you obviously have different environments. You start developing your application in dev environment, then you transfer this application to the UAT environment, staging, and finally to production. It is not necessary to create different services Azure Application Insights. You can collect information from different applications, from different environments in one Azure Application Insights service. And to filter necessary data, you just need to incorporate this parameter here, and everything will be okay. So this is simple trace function. Let's uncommit this code, pretty simple code for all our buttons. And as well, we need to uncommit this code from our next button. And you see that for action, for next button, I provide different value. So this is information like proceed with selected nomination, and I store information about the selected nomination as well. So once we make any changes, let's change the version of our application. And again, let's save and publish this application to be able to test it. Unpublished version, of course, won't get this code and won't allow you to test this. Let's refresh. And let's open in the play mode. So this is 4.1. Again, we need to refresh. And 4.2, this is exactly the version that we would like to see. So as a user, I open this application and I'm thinking for which nomination I would like to nominate my colleague. Maybe it will be teamwork, or maybe it will be speaking or teach. Let's select teach. And let's press next. As we did not provide any trace functions for this second screen, we can stop here and go to our Azure Application Insights services to see how it's going on here. Once we would like to collect and analyze more granular and accurate information, we won't use this users tab. We are going to logs tab, which is located in monitoring section. So let's go to logs, and here where we can create queries. Queries, it is something that with which we can ask our Azure Application Insights to provide us data that are storing in our Azure Application Insights services. To write queries, it is pretty simple. So let's say we would like to use trace function to get all necessary information. And this will be the first very simple query where the message will be, and the value for this message, we need to provide exactly the same that we put here. So this is message, very important. Let's copy and let's paste here. And again, we can specify time range. For what period we would like to see information, for 24 hours, for 1 hour, for 30 minutes, or even for a custom time range. We create a first query and let's run it. If everything is okay, and everything is okay, we got some information. When action was occur, what message was, what severity level. Now we see the number, but we provide as a text information and some additional data. Where our granular and accurate data are located. Let's expand this one and let's expand custom dimensions. And here we can see action, environment, user email, username, and etc. This will help you to analyze more precise activities of your users with your application. This is very simple query. So you can explore Microsoft documentation and see what kind of queries you can build as well. I'm going to show you one short example. I prepared as well in queries this example for you. So you can save queries and share these queries with your colleague, for example. The first two rows are pretty the same. Trace where message is nominate demo. And these rows allows us to expand or to parse our JSON and provide us only necessary information. For an example, I don't want to see any information about location, browser, model, etc., etc. I would like to see just timestamp, action, nomination, and username, just these columns. So this is a query that will provide us only information that we need to make, for example, any decisions. We complete this query and let's press run. And now we see only exactly information that we provided in our query: timestamp, action, nomination, and user. We do not need double clicking to expand and to find necessary values. So let's have a briefly reflection and see what we learned. We have learned how to connect Azure Application Insights with our Power Apps Canvas app application and gather first basic valuable information. Then we saw how to simple code helps us to collect more detailed and more accurate information. And also we explored how to build queries to see and analyze this granular information. And you can ask me, what could be next? Okay, we have this information inside Azure portal, but how we can visualize this information, or maybe how we can share this information with our colleagues? No worries, I have answer for you as well. This information that you collect in Azure Application Insights, you can export to CSV file. You can open this information as Excel file, or even you can create Power BI report or data set using these queries. Once you, for example, connect this information with Power BI, you can build your own reports with your own visualizations, with your own transformation and cleaning data, which is very valuable and very effective. Additionally, you can integrate Azure Application Insights with your dataset using Power Automate to be sure that all new information automatically go to this dataset, and you do not need any manual actions to download, export, import, to store somewhere information. Everything could be automated. But here you can ask another question. For an example, I would like to have a nice data set. I would like to have nice and fancy report, but I don't know how to start to create this report. I don't know how to visualize this data. And here I'm going to share one tip for you that we are using in our projects, in our company. You can use Microsoft Power Automate Process Advisor to analyze user paths. Because when you, for example, export a CSV file or connect somehow this information, all data, it's about processes. User open application, user interact with this application. This is user paths. This is processes. And you can use Process Advisor to create a map of user journey. This demo example based on our existing project. For this demo example, we took several months of usage of our application, and just for several months, Process Advisor create for us this not so fancy and very complicated to analyze, I would say, graphic. How we can work with Process Advisor in terms to analyze a usage and the user paths. You can, for example, filter. Let's say, see, this first example, pretty straightforward. User launch application. User select one field. For this application, user select the field where he or she needs to provide ID. Then the user make a search by this ID. Then we can see that the user create a new account. Probably he did not find some information regarding this ID, and finally save and create this account. Pretty straightforward, simple application. Everything is correct. What also Process Advisor allows us, it's to analyze performance. Here we can see how many time each action took for our user, and we can see that for create account we have most longest period of time. This could be because there are a lot of, for example, fields in our form, or it is not so obvious again, or it is not so obvious for user how to fill in these fields. So analyzing this information, we can make a data-driven decision and proceed with optimization, improvements, and so on. Okay, we are near to finish our demonstration, and one last but not least thing that worth to mention is that we should be consistent, transparent, and meet legal requirements. Keep in mind that data gathering with the help of Azure Application Insights could be sensitive. By following best practices and legal requirements, it's better to inform your users that we collect metrics and explain why we are doing so, what is the purpose of it. You can, for example, embed a notification with a brief information about collecting data. Or even more, you can ask your users for permissions to collect this information or part of this information. Whatever option you choose, please do not forget to inform your users about the collecting of usage statistics. It's important aspect of responsible data collection and management. It helps to build trust with users, ensure legal compliance, and again, improve the user experience. Information from Azure Application Insights can help you identify areas of your application that are slowing down performance. So you can make a targeted optimizations for improvement the overall speed and responsiveness of your application. A positive user experience can increase user retention, as users are more likely to stick with the application and continue using it over time. With the ability to collect and analyze usage data, you can make more informed and data driven decisions about your applications, improve UX, and overall business outcomes. Azure Application Insights and Power Apps is better together. I hope this session has provided you with valuable insights into how you can improve the usage and user experience of your Power Apps Canvas apps with the help of Azure Application Insights. In conclusion, I'd like to remind you that user experience is key to the success of your Power Apps Canvas applications, and Azure Application Insights can help you stay ahead of the curve. By collecting valuable usage and performance data, you can make informed decisions that will result in a better overall experience for your users. So, I encourage you to use Azure Application Insights and stay tuned for future updates and improvements. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And thank you for time and attention. And I look forward to see you next time.